Hello, Booktube! Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and this is my new channel. I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to show you my June book haul, part 1. Now, during the month of June, I took a Saturday, and I spent the whole day book shopping. It was a blast. I found out that the main Tampa library downtown was having a sale, and I live about an hour from Tampa, and I hadn't been to a book sale there, so I decided to go. And on the way there and then on the way back, I made a few other stops at some of my favorite places to shop for books, and I ended up with about 26 books when I got done with the day, so I want to show them to you. The first place I stopped was a small library that's not that far from the town where I live, and they always have a book sale every Saturday. The first one I got was Quite a Year for Plums by Bailey White. Now, I have read 2 of Bailey White's books. They were little like short story vignette type things, and both were very fun reads. I enjoyed them both. And this apparently is a novel that I didn't even know existed, so I was excited to get that, and I'm looking forward to reading it. The next book I got is one that I have already read. It's called Over What Hill by Effie Leland Wilder. Now, if you're not familiar with this author, she was 85, I believe, when she wrote her first book, and continued to write 3 more, so there's a total of 4. She has passed away now, I believe, but they are adorable stories of things that happened at her senior assisted living facility where she lived. And they're just cute and fun, and you should read these. You don't need to be old to read these. They're really, really, really cute. And I have all 4 of them already, but I like to share them with people. The next one I got is The Good Dream by Donna Van Leer. And I have not read anything by Donna Van Leer. I own another book of hers, but a friend of mine from church has talked about her and enjoys her writing, so I thought even if I don't end up reading this, I can always pass it on to her. This is a book from my favorite, probably my favorite author, one of the top 3. She is Fannie Flagg, and if you haven't read anything by her, they're all amazing books. My favorite one is Redbird Christmas, and I'll probably share that with you at some point in the future, maybe around Christmas time. But this, I think, is her most recent. It's the All-Girl Filling Station's last reunion. It came out last year. I don't think she's had a new one come out this year. And it's just really cute, really fun. Her southern humor is hilarious. It is a very, very good book. And I have listened to it on audio, and I'm probably not keeping this one. I will probably send this to my sister, because I usually do share books like this with her if it's something that I really like that I want her to read. And these are some books that were in their free bin. James Herriot's Dog Stories, Close Friends by Peter Jenkins. He also wrote A Walk Across America, which I do have a copy of and haven't read either. Then I got this for my mother-in-law. It's called Grandmother Remembers, and it's for you to write stories and memories and things for your grandchildren. So I'm going to ask her if she might write a few things in this for my children. Those last 3 were free books. The reason I knew that there was a book sale in Tampa was because I had been going to Tampa all that previous week for jury duty, federal jury duty. Whew, yeah. And the parking lot that we had to park in was the adjacent lot to the library. So after the first day of jury duty, the library was still open, so I went, and I found that they were having this sale that they actually have once a month, where they open up the basement and anybody can go down and shop. So even though I had driven an hour each way to Tampa 5 times that week, I couldn't resist a good sale, and I'd never been to the Tampa book sale, so I decided to go. And now during the week, though, I had been inside the Tampa Library to their little store. Now, it's actually not called the Tampa Library. It has another name. I can't remember what it is, named after someone. But they have a little bookstore within the library, and it's totally on the honor system. They have a lockbox with a little slot in it, and it's probably bolted to the desk, and all the books are lined up on shelves. On each book is a price tag so that you know what price they expect to get for each book, and you pick out what you want, and you put the money in the slot, and you leave. You don't have to actually check out with a person. So the first book I got was by Erling Fowler. It's called Love Mercy. This is a standalone book. She has two standalone books, and then all the rest of her books that I know of are part of the Benny Harper mystery series that are quilt-based series. My sister has been collecting those books, and I've been finding them for her as I can find them. But this is a standalone that we don't know anything about, but it was $1, so I decided to pick it up. Then this book, I know all about this book because this is the first in the Miss Julia series, which is one of my all-time favorite book series by Anne Ross. And this is the first one, so whenever I can find it for a good deal, I like to pick it up so I can give it to someone. And I already know who this one's going to, so it was $1, and it definitely worth the money. If you have not read any Miss Julia books, start with this one, Miss Julia Speaks Her Mind. Hilarious. While I was at the library book sale, which was down in the basement, I picked up, I guess, 7 books. And most of them are kids' books. The first one is from the Gregor series. This is book 5 in the Gregor and the Underland Chronicles by Suzanne Collins. If you're not familiar with this series, Suzanne Collins wrote this series before the Hunger Games, and it's really good. It's a middle grade series, and my husband and I have listened to the first 3 on audio, and my daughter Katie has listened, or she's read all 5 of them and enjoyed them. This is book 5, and even though I probably will continue the series on audio, I noticed at her school library they have multiple copies of the first 3 and only 1 copy of each of 4 and 5. So I thought perhaps she could use another copy of book 5. Then another one that I may end up giving to the school is Kingdom Keepers number 4, which is called Power Play by Ridley Pearson. I have listened to the first 2. My daughter has also read the first one, so we'll probably read this before I pass this on to another library or whatever. The next one I also got from my daughter, because I have read the first 3 of these, is by John Grisham. It's the first book in the Theodore Boone Kid Lawyer series. This is a lot of fun. Theodore Boone is a kid maybe around 12-ish, and his parents are both lawyers, so they've set up a little office for him in their practice, and he helps people with their problems, various things that he can do as a minor who doesn't have a law license. But it's really good, and it's fairly educational too, as far as how the law works and stuff like that, and some other drama happens throughout the stories, so they're very, very good. And another book I got from their paperback section is The Face on the Milk Carton by Carolyn Cooney. This book was mentioned by Cristi from What Cristi's Reading. She mentioned it in a book haul, and it sounded really interesting, so then I found it and I decided to pick it up. So then later, after I had bought it, I watched another video of hers where she had read it and didn't really like it. So, oh well. I have it now. I think it was $1, and I'll probably still give it a read and see if it's something that I like. Then I picked up a book for my oldest daughter, the one that has autism. She was with me, and I needed to give her a couple of books to look at and to read while I was shopping, so she wanted to keep this one. And this kind of embarrasses my other daughter because, you know, to have her older sister like books like Dora, but you know, it is what it is. I'm just excited that she enjoys books, and even though she may never have the brain power to read much, at least she does enjoy books. Then I picked up a couple of nonfiction books from the kids area. These are both on ancestry and genealogy. The Great Ancestor Hunt by Lila Pearl, and Ancestor Hunt, Finding Your Family Online by Nancy Shepherdson. My next stop was a larger library in my county, and I try to get over there every couple months or so because they usually have some really good sales. In fact, this first one I'm going to show you was 10 cents. Now, I've read the first 2 in the series. I enjoyed the first one a lot. The second one wasn't crazy about. It kind of went a different direction than what I was thinking. It's by Margaret Peterson Haddix. It's the Missing series. I'll probably go ahead and read another one. I will read book 3 before I try to read this one and see if it redeems itself in later books. I've read other books by Margaret Peterson Haddix and that I really enjoyed. So she is a really good writer. There was just something about the second book that I don't know, it seemed like she was trying a little too hard to be educational. The next book I bought was The Fake Mustache by Tom Engelberger. Now, I have read this earlier this year. It's really cute. It's a fun, he has a really fun writing style. In fact, he also wrote the Origami Yoda series, and if you have seen my Scholastic book haul video, I picked up 4 of that series at the Scholastic book haul. This one is probably going to go in the little free library because it was only $1, so it was definitely worth picking it up. This one I got for the Little Free Library. I have read a couple of Mike Lupica books. I have not read this one. They're mostly all sports related, and sometimes I have to remember to be sure and put things in the Little Free Library that would be of interest to boys as well as girls, and so I thought this might be a good one for that, and again, it was $1. I got this one from my sister. She has been collecting this series by Maggie Sefton. They are all knitting-based mysteries, and I would consider these cozy mysteries, which I love. And I'm not sure how, this is probably about the 10th one, and it's the very next one in the series that my sister needed. I had sent her one earlier this year, and so this was the very next one on the list, and I found it for $3. The next 2 places I went were the Salvation Army and Goodwill in the same town as the other library. And at the Goodwill, I just found one book that I purchased, and it was by Erling Fowler called Arkansas Traveler. Now, this is one of the Benny Harper mysteries, and I have been collecting these for my sister as well. Then at the Salvation Army, this was probably my favorite stop of the day, and I'll tell you why when I get to the end, because I got my treasure of the day there. But the first thing I want to show you is Cross Stitch Before Dying, an embroidery mystery. I just love cozy mysteries, especially these paperbacks. The covers of them are so cute, and a lot of them are just really feminine, kind of girly, and I just really like these kind of books. And they're fun and light and maybe not as gory and bloody as some of your average mystery thriller books. So I have enjoyed those. This one's by Amanda Lee. I have no idea what this series is about other than it's about embroidery. Then I got this for my daughter Katie. It's called 11 Birthdays by Wendy Mass. This is a Scholastic book. I have seen the series, but neither of us have read any of it. And since she's 11, I thought, well, this might be a good place to start. Our children's librarian mentioned these to me not too long ago, and I can't remember if she had read them or not, but I think she was asking me if I had read any of them, and I hadn't. So when I saw this, I think it was $1, so I went ahead and decided to get it. Now, the Hunger Pains parody, which is a parody of the Hunger Games. I saw this on Book Outlet a while back, and I meant to get it, and I hadn't gotten it yet. It had an author's name, like Stephen somebody. So I found this, and this says it's by the Harvard Lampoon. I don't know if it's 2 different books, or if maybe the author who was named on the Book Outlet edition just didn't get name credit on this edition. I don't know. Does anyone know? Have you read this? I haven't read it yet. My daughter read a little of it, and she said, it's kind of dumb, Mom. And well, you know, that's what parodies are. They're kind of dumb. So I thought it'd be fun just to give it a read, and it kind of adds to our Hunger Games collection of stuff. So it was fine. I think it was like 50 cents. So the next one I got, I'll unveil it in a minute. Now, if you saw my Scholastic book haul video, I showed the 3 Lunar Chronicles books that I had bought in paperback, brand new at the Scholastic book sale for amazing prices. I passed on Fairest because it was only about 20% off, and of course it's hardback. So I thought, well, I could probably wait for the paperback. I don't really want to pay that much of a price today because I have a lot of other books I want to get, and I was trying to stick to my budget. So we passed on Fairest. Let me show you what I found for $2 at the Salvation Army. It's amazing. It's beautiful condition. It had a few stickers, which I took off and didn't leave any marks or tears or scratches. It was in somebody's library very briefly, but I don't know if they just didn't like it or what, because it hadn't even been out that long. I was really surprised to find it, and I was thrilled. So now we have the entire Lunar Chronicles series, except of course Winter, which we're looking forward to. And I have listened to all of these on audiobook, but I will probably go back and read them. I want to read the physical books again before I actually read Winter. The last stop I made was at a used bookstore. I got there just before before they closed at 5 o'clock, and I got another one of the Scrapbooking Mysteries by Laura Childs. This one's called Frill Kill. I am trying to collect this series because I am a scrapbooker and I love scrapbooking. I also am collecting the Laura Childs Tea Shop Mysteries, and so this particular store is a good place to find some of those. It was $3.50, which is a little more than I like to pay for a used paperback, but this is in great shape. It looks practically brand new, so I was fine with that. And another one I got in the Benny Harper series by Erling Fowler called Seven Sisters that I got for my sister for her collection. And then the last book I got was for my daughter Katie. She's a huge Warriors fan. I have not read any to completion so far. I love cats, and I have read a few chapters of the first one, but I've had a hard time getting into it, and Katie just loves them. So she's read the majority of them now and is on the very last one of the last series and still has a couple of super editions to read, but she wants to collect them, and so this was the next one in the second series that she needed, book 3, called Dawn. So that's about it for my book haul today. I'll have a part 2 coming up soon that will be books from another day or two where I visited a couple of different library book sale areas and picked up a few books. So come on back, and I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book. Let me know how you like it, and God bless you.